Everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to explain to you guys why I'm no longer a Seventh Day Adventist. But this is not a video about bashing Seventh Day Adventists. Initially, when I joined the Seventh Day Adventist, it was because of the program to help support the hungry. My personal philosophy was, how you always say, oh, I'm going to help do this. I'm going to help. I'm going to do a walkathon. I'm going to help. I'm going to feed the hungry. On Easter, I'm going to homeless shelters and feed the homeless, and you never do it. Or you say, something, I'm going to be more respectful to women, or whatever you say that's morally, that's kind of moral to it's right. And then all of a sudden, as you live through life, you tend to get more relaxed and tend to start fitting in with everyone else who's fitting in with everyone else. So at one point in my life, I felt I needed some kind of, like a moral coach more than a religion. And it was moved by compassion for other people. That's what my goal was. My goal was to help other people become better, feed other people, build wells, just things that make the world a better place. And that was my motivation. And as I got more connected with the Seventh Day Adventist, I started getting skewed away from that and into the laws. Here's what's right. This is this law, more laws and rules, which was not my initial intent for becoming a Seventh Day Adventist. I became a Seventh Day Adventist so I can be more compassionate. And that's the program that caught my attention. And then I got, I wouldn't say drawn in, but I got distracted just by this moral, I wouldn't say arrogance, but just, I got distracted by the group kind of rah-rah about, rah-rah is not the right word because you don't want to, but the group enthusiasm for the rules and the direction. And then it become like the Catholics are wrong. And then a situation came up where the prophet for the Seventh Day Adventist is Ellen G. White. Okay? She's a female prophetess. But in the church, when Mormons convert to Seventh Day Adventists, they would always talk about how Joseph Smith lied, and Joseph Smith, who's the prophet for the Mormon, lied, and the church practiced racism for a long part of their history, and we would look at that as proof that they're not the true church. And we go how can the true church discriminate against black people for so long, and how can the true church have a prophet that's been married to other men's wives, and how could we have a prophet that lied about polygamy, and and it created that arrogance. And then the philosophy is that the Antichrist is the Pope, which is arrogant in itself to say we know what them. However, so I wasn't comfortable with that. I wasn't comfortable with the I have the only true religion. Why would I get exclusive? Not to laugh, but why do I look back at it and say, would I get exclusive rights to God? And then every Mormons believe they have the only religion. Jehovah's Witnesses believe they have the only religion. And false predictions. A lot of false predictions. But And you know, everything I laughed at about the Mormons was in my religion. So you know, we said that Joseph Smith, which is a Mormon prophet, lied and he plagiarized. And then I discovered that our prophet, or the prophet for the Mormon, the prophet for the Seventh Day Adventist Church, lied. So she said that there will be a war between America and Britain, and a lot of our philosophies didn't come true, but we ignore that. Somehow we can ignore our prophet's lies, and she also plagiarized, and we can avoid those plagiarisms, and then we could criticize other people for the same thing that we're guilty of. So at this point, and not to bash the church, but not to bash the Seventh Day Adventist Church, because this, I wouldn't say legitimate claim, but this claim that the Ten Commandments is still in effect, and the Sabbath is one of those commandments, you know, and that also attracted me too, because they're pretty much the only major church. There are other churches, but they're the major church that, and the eating, which is very similar, the eating habits is very similar to the Mormons. The prophets said, the Bible says you shouldn't eat any animals with cloven hooves or fish without scales and fins. And is that the old philosophy? Did that pass away when Jesus came? Or is that just the Old Testament, for the Old Testament? Is that for the time? Because obviously now we know how to prepare meats much better. So is that for that time? And why do we pick one and not do the other? We wear different fabrics. We don't, and all the other rules of Leviticus, and we don't respect. So we're cherry picking. So now I feel that I can no longer be a part. Not be a part. I can be a member of this church in trueness to myself. And the hard thing about that is, when you become a Seventh Day Adventist, you don't eat pork. You don't socialize on the Sabbath, which is Friday after sunset on Friday till sunset on Saturday. So not being a person that shops on Saturday, most people shop on Saturday. The weekend is their time to socialize. So not that you're restricted from socializing with people, but that kind of separates you already. So you don't need a rule that says, no, you know what I mean? And it's encouraged to be around Seventh Day Adventists. No. And when you leave the Seventh Day Adventists, now you have no social network. And you really can't talk to the members. Once you become an ex-Seventh Day Adventist, you can't really talk to the members, because you can't criticize the church. They don't want to hear you criticizing the church, and they don't want to hear you criticizing Ellen White. So they can't really ask you why you left. They want to ask you why you left, but they can't really ask you, because you can't really answer. They'll ask you and you can't really answer. You can't say, because the church is blah, 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 because they don't want to hear that, and you know they don't want to hear that, and you know you didn't want to hear that. So now you kind of ostracize, and then you also sanction, you also like censored, are the way. So now you have to find your way once you're really out of religion. And it's an awkward position to be in, but you gotta be true to yourself. I gotta be true to myself. That's not how I want to live. Like I said, initially, I just wanted to be more compassionate. I wanted to be more giving and more, just more kind and more considerate of other people's feelings and more aware of what's going on in the world and how I can help. Because it's amazing how much we can help and we don't even just, we kind of almost put blinders on and go like, okay, I'm going through my life. And then you don't realize that you can help so many, a family that gets a fishnet in some African country that costs less than $1 can save their babies from getting, you know, like mosquito bites, which could lead to diseases, you know. And it's amazing how we can help. And there's hungry people and there's so much food that's being thrown away, and it's amazing how easily we can motivate other people to do the same thing. So that's what I want to do. I want to be more compassionate, and that's why I call my channel Compassion. Okay, this is getting way too long, so I'm going to do a part 2 later on. Thanks for coming to my channel. This is a new channel. Hope you enjoy, and I hope if you can relate to this or have any advice or any comments, whether it's positive or negative, just put it in the comments section for me. Thank you so much. Welcome to my channel. I want you to have a good day, be true to yourself, and be open to be compassionate and empathetic towards other people, and let that energy take you where you want to go. Thank you very much. Bye bye now.